happy home and a happy family is the end goal, right? But making that happen means avoiding some common traps. Today, common myths about happiness that distort the truth and often trip us up as women, as wives, as mothers. Studio 5 relationship coach Dr. Matt Townsend is here to point them out. And hey, speaking of pointing out, and speaking of wives, bring Marty more often.
I know, she's so cute.
Marty's in the studio today.
And you know what? I feel sharper when she's here.
Do you?
Yeah.
You look sharper.
I get in less trouble, too.
We love it when she's here. Happiness myths. I love this topic. Are we getting it wrong in our minds?
We are so delusional.
Okay.
Not to be rude, but we actually, we have a lot of things that are just not right, and they run us, and we're operating on them, and we're not even thinking about them. We never think about some of these thoughts, but we buy into it all of the time. And we got to stop it. We're going to blow them up. One by one. Little myth here, little myth there.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, take them out.
Boom number one. Yeah. More is better. There's this idea that more is better. Doesn't it depend what we want more of?
Well, it would depend, yeah. But like, would it be better if your kids had more talents or fewer talents? So we got to get more talents. And so if we're going to get more talents, then let's go get 3 sports and 1 instrument. And then if they want to also add 1 more on top of it, let's just do that, because at least they're doing stuff, because less is not good, right? We don't want them to just only have 1 thing they're doing. We want more because we love them. And so the belief that more is better, it's an illusion that makes us think that we're trying to give our kids all that we can. More, 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 more. Now, more patience would be beautiful, but they're not necessarily learning patience while you're sitting in your car honking at the car in front of you because you're late for your next thing. So if we could start to blow up the idea that more is better, and somebody's got to do it. Right. So every time I bring it up, people get mad at me on this show because I push, but we got to back down. We got to back down. Wouldn't it be better to actually start to do fewer things, but really do them well, and get deeper and get richer experiences and take it to the next level? I was talking to a good girlfriend of mine, and we don't talk frequently, I'll say that, but every time we do talk, I feel like the word crazy comes out of our mouth, as in, how is life? Oh, it's crazy. It's hectic.
How's your day? It's crazy. So maybe we should dial back on the crazy in the pursuit of less.
And it's impacting your happiness. It's flat out impacting your happiness, because more is not going to get you more happy. The research actually shows fewer things that we do well and are concentrated and that we've actually chosen to do and do well, that actually makes you happier. Doing a lot of things really poorly or even okay, doing it well, doesn't make you happier.
Quality over quantity.
Quality by far over quantity.
All right, you say you hear from clients all the time who worry they can't change who they are. I am who I am, so happiness must just have passed me by.
Popeye said it, and I am what I don't like my personality. I'm just an introvert. So I am what I am, but the research actually shows you're not who you are. The majority of your traits, the majority of your personality traits, the majority of who you are is very alterable and very changeable and very doable. You just need to start asking yourself, do you believe that your life is fixed the way it is because of who you married? I mean, you married him. And so it's over. I mean, it's over. It's over. Or do you believe there's a chance to grow? Because whichever paradigm you choose will set you up down the road for all future experiences. It's called a fixed or a growth mindset. And Carol Dweck did a lot of research on it. Happy, healthy, strong people understand they have a growth mindset. Life is about growing. Very few things are fixed and permanent. Even though the marriage might be fixed and permanent, but its outcome is still totally in flux. And you can grow into it and you can change into it. And when you start to see growth opportunities, it's amazing what you become.
I like that you're attaching growth opportunity to relationships.
Yeah, totally.
Right? That relationships are fluid.
Absolutely
relationships can improve.
So can your personality traits. So can your time management experiences. So can your ability to say no. So can your ability to say yes. So can your passion and your vision and your purpose. All of these things can grow. They're not fixed because of your genes. They're not fixed because of how you were raised or where you've been. Everything can change and move into flux if we let it.
Another myth that pain is bad and pleasure is good. How does that belief get in our way of happiness?
Well, because we avoid anything that's painful. And most of the things that actually would drive happiness over time would cause a little pain. I don't know if you've ever had a baby, Brooke. Apparently you
Tell me about it, Matt. Tell me how that goes.
When I had my first child, but the amazing thing about a baby, it seems incredibly painful yet incredibly valuable, and somehow those two things go together. Our nature would have us avoid pain and try to accumulate as much pleasure as possible. But if you become a pleasure seeker, you're probably not eventually going to breed happiness. You'll breed something else. It'll cause other problems. But if you want to have happiness, you almost have to allow at times life and pain to come in, and then use your other skills and tools to adapt to the pain, to grow through the pain, to learn through the pain, and then it becomes something completely different that you've conquered. Being stressed is a part of happiness, and pain is something that stresses us.
So the on-the-ground takeaway, though, is what? We're not going to go seeking pain.
No, don't seek it. It'll come, but don't avoid it either. And when it comes, don't do everything you can to get away from it. Allow it to be in, allow it to be what it is,
okay,
and let's start moving forward.
I like it. I like it. Lasting connection can come from an app. There seems to be an app for everything, but you say not a real connection. Are we fooling ourselves there?
Because a connection is actually something that happens in the space between us. You could read a really good meme on a great app and have a moment of of excitement, and that's a really cool thought. But connection between two humans would demand connection. We would demand us being there. It would demand a whole bunch of other principles. There's a lot of great principles you can learn running an app, like when to post, how to take a selfie, great things. But eventually, if you want to connect with people, you have to be present. And you have to learn some of the skills that come with being present, like listening, suspending, sometimes shutting your mouth and allowing someone to speak, understanding them further. There's a lot of other skills that are there, but a lot of us turn to our apps thinking that's connection and connectivity, when really connectivity is heart to heart.
Do you think, Matt, overall technology is making us less happy?
Yeah. It's stressing us out more. It's showing us that there's more alternatives and that yours isn't a very good one. It's showing us that, good people do this fake view of what happiness looks like. And you can take your makeup off and then go shoot your picture or whatever, but that still doesn't necessarily change everything. The real thing about life is you got to live it. And if all of this technology is keeping us from living, and all we're doing instead is just posting, then you're gonna miss the boat.
Social media, not the only thing that distracts us. Life is busy. We try to multitask. Why is that not working when it comes to happiness?
Well, because the reality is you can't really multitask, because at some point you got to be present somewhere. And the minute you're multitasking, you've got all these other things going on in your head. And what we want you to do is not be so caught up in doing something, but in being. I want you to get really good at being a human being in the space, being present, being patient, being thoughtful, being sensitive. Notice those are all beings. You don't do sensitive. You don't do thoughtful. You be it. And to be it means it's got to actually become part of your nature. And to make it become part of your nature, you got to be in it. You got to be practicing it, like riding a bike. It eventually just becomes your nature.
I've never heard you say it like that. I like it.
Pretty cool, huh?
I like that a lot. Thank you. This is a really hopeful message.
It's cool, isn't it?
Hopeful.
And happy. It's so there. We just got to kind of get rid of some of the myths.
You have a new online course to help us be a little less harried, a little less anxious, a little more happy.
Anxious and Engaged is the name of the program. If you go to anxiousandengaged.com and put in Studio 5, we give you a discount coupon. This is for anybody out there that is feeling a lot of anxiety. They're not as happy as they want to be, and they want to start taking their life back and getting over their anxiety and get engaged in life. Take it on and grab it.
The feedback on this program, you're really changing lives with this one.
Good job. It's one of my favorite things ever.
Thank you so much.